thought you said 40. Okay. So anyway, this is the first time that they've played like two of them with somebody and here and there, but first time they've done this together. So that's why this band is called Bout Time.
Thank you for such kind words. We're not used to hearing that much. But thank you so much. It is just wonderful to be here. Really like the setup here. I mean, it's just a real nice, intimate room. I wish a whole lot more people would get this and copy this idea. And we're going to do the music we're going to play tonight. It's not real music. Most of it Phil made up, so it's not real. But we do a couple covers, but primarily, mostly his. Somebody to think about. And his name is David Tannery. He was always the member in those other bands, and he's taking a little break, but he's coming back to join us before long. I've talked too much. We only know 3 songs, so we got
to stretch it out as long as we can. Thank you for the invite, Dale, to come and play. And I realize that we always have a good time. We have a lot of fun, but we can't have too much fun, or we could end up here in jail.
upstairs.
So most of the time, the night ends. A good night of fun ends in jail, but we'll start a good night of fun tonight. Really pleased that Dale invited me to come down and play some and do some originals, which is kind of fun. I got a handful of originals, and they're not all in the same genre. They kind of a mixed bag, if you will. But this first song, I'll tell you a little story. I was riding a spider bike back in the 70s, and had a neighbor down the road a bit. He still plowed with a mule. I don't know that he ever really drove a car. He was just an old guy down the road, and I was down there with my spider bike, and I stopped to tell him something very important, and he stopped his mule, and he had his overalls, and he listened to me a little bit, and he said, well, all right, boy, that's a good story. Now let's get along. We both have things to do. And I like that. He had work to do. He had his mule was sitting there waiting to work, and then I started thinking, let's get along. You know, we can all get along, or we can get along and do the things that we need to get done. And so we're going to open up the set with a song called Let's Get Along. Troubled times we've been having, I know that we'll get through. We gotta love one another instead of cooking witch's brew. We ain't all on the same page, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Long as we show respect and others show it back, let's get along. Let's get along. Let's get along. Let's get along. Those talking heads on TV, my how they look so fine, smiling through the shrapnel as they read off every line. High def and big sensation, let's not forget the spin, while the truth that lays somewhere between the lightning and the wind. Let's get along. Let's get along. Let's get along. Let's get along. Well, let us not forget it all comes down to you and me. We got to work together so that everyone can see the power of our actions. You see, it's what we do and say. Well, we all got to do just a little work to get a little pay. Let's get along. Let's get along. Let's get along. Let's get along. Y'all are too kind.
Before we go any farther, we got to thank Daniel and Josh. They both got their work cut out for them.
And we stole Daniel's parking place. We thought we were government employees for a while, but then we saw the government guest parking spaces. But
We went over there. But
he was squeezing it in. We had the van
That was
parked
some-
right there, and I think Daniel had it, but it was close.
it was close at that. But both of them, you know, we don't. I don't know who's got it worse between the two. Because Josh, look at us. I mean, he does not have much to work with. And Daniel, we couldn't do it without him.
This next number is an instrumental called Hillbilly Curve, and you know, just growing up in western North Carolina, there's lots of dirt roads, and you know, we've never went around a curve too fast, I'm sure. But this song is called Hillbilly Curve, and I had a buddy of mine, Mr. Rick Wright from down in Atlanta. We used to sit around back in the good old days, and we'd do this number called an Irish jig, and we just always had fun and laughed and played it. And so I've kind of taken that one a little bit, and Dale and Steve helped with an arrangement, and this song's called Hillbilly Curve.
seems like you might never settle down. I spent a lifetime waiting for you while you were running around the town. You'll always have a place with me, dear, a place inside this hollow heart of mine. But it's alright, my little darling, you'd rather just keep stepping down the line. I was bleeding while the rain was pouring down when you appeared inside my dream, dear. You left me lying on the ground. Won't come home and say you're sorry. Just come on in and crawl yourself in bed. But it's alright, my little darling, you're crawling over someone else's head. I guess that you never will be true. I've spent a lifetime waiting for you, where you can hum and hold you. The seasons come and go, I waiting. My hollow heart is empty all the time. But it's alright, my little darling, you'd rather just keep stepping down the line. But it's alright, my little darling, you'd rather just keep stepping down the line. Thank you.
We ain't heard applause like that since we told our wives we was coming down here.
Songs in order so Dale's not doing so much swapping of instruments.
Well,
A little better than
we
my
ain't dropped one yet.
little better than my New Year's Eve list.
We looked at our set list the other day. We had the same song with two different titles, two different keys, and two different instruments. Well, I'm not sure which one we ended up doing. I think
We figured it out.
I think it was one of those Excel things where when you rearrange your rows and columns, something
it
you
kinda-
might not had everything selected. I'm not sure.
That's what I'm going with anyway.
I'm challenged at all that.
This next number is an original. It's called Mother Nature's Kiss, and just happened to be sitting on the porch of a little cabin with a great view and playing around with a mandolin and a cup of coffee. And wife and my son at the time, he was younger, Mr. Leighton Shirley, they were in the bed sleeping in, so I'm drinking coffee and playing on a mandolin, and this song kind of came out. It's called, what is this song? Mother Nature's Kiss.
Y'all Y'all doing real good. We don't have but 147 more songs to go.
Traveling slowly across the sky, and I can't think of a reason why my day's going like this, like Mother Nature's kiss. All I got to say, wish every day could be like this. Maybe not quite so cold. What makes twilight beauties glow? Beauty of her heart lies within. Barefoot in the night we should stroll, moonlight reflecting off your skin, like Mother Nature's kiss. Wish of a day could be like this. Traveling slowly across the sky, and I can't think of a reason why my day's going like this, like Mother Nature's kiss. All I got to say, I wish every day could be like this. Wish every day could be like this, well, just like this.
Mr. Phil Shirley. You know, you just don't know how much fun it is to get to perform in a room like this. I mean, where people's listening. I haven't seen a mass exit yet, but there is lights in my eyes. But it's just this is where it's at. Yeah, that's right. This is where it's at.
Tell you, Daniel, you got it sounding good on the stage. Hope it sounds good out front.
If you'll notice, I always sing with my eyes closed. I can't stand to see people in pain. This has got two different songs into one. And we try to do it, smoothly. Sometimes it happens. holler to my name. Hadn't been for love. Never would have seen now the trouble I've seen if it hadn't been for love. Would have been gone like a wayward wind if it hadn't been for love. Wouldn't be sitting here right now trying to figure out where to get out now if it hadn't been for love. Cold, cold walls against my will. Least I know she's lying still. Cold, cold walls without parole. Lord have mercy on my soul. I never would have been on that side of town, hadn't been for love. I never would have thought now to track her down if it hadn't been for love. I never would have loaded up a 44, put myself behind the jailhouse door, hadn't been for love. Four cold walls against my will. Least I know she's lying still. Four cold walls without parole. Lord have mercy on my soul. I never would have hitchhiked to Birmingham if it hadn't been for the love. I never would have took a train to Louisiana if it hadn't been for the love. I never would have loaded up a 44, put myself behind a jailhouse door if it hadn't been for love. If it hadn't been for love, hadn't been for love.
The man
I
that
tell
needs-
you, I got to think singing about that part about the jail. That now has a whole new meaning.
I think I might have heard a pan rattle or something up there. Josh.
I wouldn't want to be in here with the lights out. I can tell you that right now. That wouldn't be happening. Well, I wish Phil would have wrote that song, but he didn't. We'd have been in a Prevost and not a Dodge Caravan.
It's just nice. I appreciate you all digging original music and such a warm, welcoming crowd, and what a great room. Oh my gosh, it's a fun place to play music. I'm sure y'all enjoy this space a good bit. This is a wonderful space.
What page are we on there?
You're on the Mando next.
The older I get, the ground gets farther away. And when you get in that position where you're bent over, it's kind of embarrassing when you got to ask for help to get up. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. Okay.
This next number's it's about love, you know, love or money. Lots of decisions are made over love and money, and this song's about love and maybe falling a little further in love each and every day. You know, after being married 35 years, I think I'm still falling a little harder every day to my lovely wife Donna. She's maybe out there in Facebook land somewhere, but
She is a whole lot prettier than he is.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm married up for sure. I'm married up for sure. This is a song called "Then I Fall." Racing, my blood's running fast. I don't know how long let this feeling last. So come on, baby, help me hang on. At this rate, honey, I don't know how long. Just a little bit harder. Every time I try to hang on, my grip gets harder to find. Then I fall just a little bit harder. Well, now your love pulls me stronger, stronger than the tide. Outside lets me know you're around. The room feels better when you walk in. Since it's first happened, I get the same reaction. I can't get things done for all of these distractions. Every time I try to hang on, my grip gets harder to find. Then I fall just a little bit harder. Well, now your love pulls me stronger, stronger than the tide. Just a little bit harder. Well, every time I try to hang on, my grip gets harder to find. And then I fall just a little bit harder. Well, now your love pulls me stronger, stronger than the tide. Well, now your stronger than the tide.
I'll tell you what, I believe Phil writes some good songs. They're fun to sing. I know, they just made up.
It's a lot of fun to get together. I will go ahead and confess, I'm a little younger than these guys, not by much, but I did used to maybe
you didn't
sneak
even
out of
have to bring that up.
Well, it was to make a very valid point.
He does draw Social Security.
Well, no, not quite, not there quite yet, but boy,
He's a long way from Medicare, though.
I did actually used to. My grandfather lived in town, and it was within biking distance of downtown. And these guys were, of course, playing good music and playing good rock and roll. And I would actually sneak out of my grandfather's back room window there and ease downtown. And there was a little back alley. I could sit in the back alley and listen to these guys play some music. And it was always fun to see and aspire to. And now I get to play with these guys a little bit, Steve and Dale, and always looked up to them, and now it's so much fun to get to play with them.
Now, you want to know something? Y'all might want to know this. Steve and I know it, and Steve was part of it. They were in a blues band that was kind of well known in this area. It was called Cascade Street Blues, and Sheila Carlisle. I don't know if y'all know. Well, Sheila was in their band. They had T-shirts to prove it. Sheila's a wonderful friend, great lady. I'll tell you what, I avoided a big disaster right there. That would have been, Daniel would have been hitting every knob up there.
Have you ever been lonesome and you're down in San Antonio? Beg, steal, or borrow 2 nickels or a dime. Just call me on the phone and we'll meet at Alamo Mission and we can say a prayer. And the Holy Ghost and the Virgin Mother will heal us as we kneel there in the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight, in the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight. Have you ever felt sorrow for a love that you've wronged, with no hope for tomorrow in the setting of the sun, and the ocean is howling of things that might have been, in the last good morning sunrise be the brightest you've ever seen. In the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight, in the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight. and tone. Beg, steal, or borrow, through nickels or a dime. Just call me on the phone. And we'll meet at Alamo Mission. And we'll say a prayer. And the Holy Ghost and the Virgin Mother will heal us as we kneel there. In the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight, in the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight, in the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight, in the moonlight, in the midnight, in the moonlight, midnight moonlight. Thank you.
That part was a little low for me, Steve. I don't. Forgot that was a capo. I practiced out of capo today.
I think it's supposed to warm up a little bit.
Next week.
I figured out the other day, I was sitting on the back porch, and I just got home from a show, and it was rather earlier, but it was pretty chilly, and a friend of mine called in, and I realized something right then and there. And I told him, and he's a few years older than I am, but I'm on up there. I said, I believe I have become the walking weather vane. When my left knee hurts, it's going to rain. When my back hurts, the temperature is going to plummet. When my left knee, if it shows off, the wind's going to blow. So I'm of that age, if you need to know what weather's a-coming, depending on what part of my body's hurting, we'll have a pretty good chance.
That almost sounds like a square dance call, Dale.
Are we taking too long? Oh, okay. My ankle bracelet was twinging a little there. Let me know I got 30 minutes to get home. No. Do what? I already told them I do not want to be locked up in here with the power out. Even if y'all was with me. It wouldn't look good. It's one of my favorite songs that Phil wrote here.
This is kind of an attempt at a bluegrass number. My father, Mr. David Shirley, works at the Drexel Barber Shop in the big, thriving metropolis of Drexel, North Carolina. I think there's a diner and maybe the barber shop, but they always picked a little bit of good bluegrass in the back room and still do. And I came home from there one day and it's like, I should try to write a bluegrass song because there's a lot of good pickers down there. And so here's what came out. It's a number called Heart on a Sleeve. Heart on a sleeve, sweet surrender. Sleep, sweet surrender, will set me free, don't keep me in a cage. Out on a sleep, sweet pretender, well now don't pretend it has to be this way. Use Lord when she comes by, well don't worry about the task when it's your time. Lord won't earn a thin dime. Time has come when I must speak my mind. Heart on a sleeve, sweet surrender, will now set me free, don't keep me in this cage. Heart on a sleeve, sweet pretender, well now don't pretend pretend it has to be this way. Yeah, and I made my mind up, and I don't want to wait around. Well, to see if you rise up when you're on that bring me down. Times. Well, now everybody's got their cross to bear. Shirt off our back, Lord, I'm glad to give mine. Yeah, but when we don't try, you know we don't go nowhere. Out on a sweet, sweet surrender. Well, now set me free, don't let me go this rage. Out on a sweet, sweet pretender. Well, now don't pretend it has to be this way. I said don't pretend it has to be this way. Well, now don't pretend it has to be this way. Deny your muse, Lord, when she comes by. Well, don't worry about the task when it's your time. Well, a lazy ass, Lord, don't earn a thin dime. Yeah, it's time to come, I must speak my mind. I don't a sweet, sweet surrender. Well, now set me free, now let me go this rage. I don't a sweet pretender. Well, now don't pretend it has to be this way. Well, now don't pretend it has to be this way. Well, now don't pretend it has to be this way. Almost a bluegrass number.
Now, we don't have any CDs of Phil's original stuff, but however, we are available for bar mitzvahs, wedding parties, and we come do them live. Horseshoe tournaments. We're real good at them. You know, I'm not sure. Phil lived up in the mountains all by himself for a long time and wrote some songs. And he talks about mushrooms. Now, I know the preface of this song isn't about the mushroom I'm thinking about, but there might have been some of it involved.
This was not a psychedelic experience, I can promise that.
It is a good song.
Fortunate enough to have a little spot on top of a mountain with a wonderful view. And a friend of mine was cleaning out and moving or something, but he had these cement-looking like patio chairs, and they kind of favored a mushroom. And I was messing with a mandolin up there, and the planes were flying over. It's about maybe 63 miles down to Charlotte or something. I'm just sitting there thinking about it. And then, so this song came off the top of the mountain. It's called Sitting on My Mushroom. Sitting on my mushroom, the sun shines, our ends glow. Well, the mist over the valley and the shadows cast below. No moral to this story, so the story goes. But me, I'm sitting on my mushroom. The sun shines orange glow. The jets fly high above me. Their engines gearing down. The passenger and the pilot, well, they're landing in the next town. 63 miles east of me, another world's going round. But me, I'm sitting on my mushroom. The sun shines orange glow. Another day is dawning, and it's my time to go. You know I will be traveling, well, nobody will I owe. Just a mist over the valley and some shadows cast below. I'm sitting on my mushroom. The sun shines orange glow. My mushroom was not psychedelic. That was some strong coffee. It was really strong coffee, but no psychedelics.
Of course, his property is at the end of Roper Hollow Road. That's where they make all the corn liquor in Burke County. I don't know that had nothing to do with it. We got to do a tune in here.
Oh, yeah, I can feel that. Never hurts. I think y'all are a very gracious audience. Thank you for letting us play some original music and come down this fabulous room. Dale and Josh and Kathy, great hospitality, and y'all are just good guys. What a great audience. Thank you for letting us play down here.
Phil, while you're tuning too, is that thing in front of the building, is that like out of a grist mill or something, or is that just artwork? That's a sculpture. Shoo-wee.
That had some strings had stretched.
Mine went past.
Guitar question mark on this next one, Dale.
It is guitar, but the mandolin's in tune.
It is in tune. We're ready.
Guitar's probably not, but the mandolin is.
My son's a hard-working young man and doing really good. Very proud of him. But he was hearing us talk about guitars and pickups and stuff like that. And a package came on the front porch, and I picked it up and opened it. I didn't open it. I picked it up and I called him. I said, "Son, you got a package? I'll stick it down in your room." He said, "No, Dad, just go ahead and open that." So I opened it up, and it was a pickup, good pickup for a guitar. And he said, "Could you put that in my Martin?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'd be glad to, but I'll have to get your guitar." Dale and I had a good time. We went down to B-Stream Music down in Winston, and they put in, this is the hi-fi system. I'm not sure the name.
We're breaking it in, but the other thing is Phil has not give his son's guitar back yet. That needs to change.
Thank you, Leighton, if he's out there. Thank you. This is a cover tune, and you guys may recognize it. It's called Heaven Sent. I know our days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know not where they went. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll ever get to heaven now. Angel came one winter's dawn. You should have seen what she had on. Wind was whistling like a train, and she left again just like she came. And I know our days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know not where they went. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll ever get to heaven now. These days, the honky-tonks and the broad freeway, it's the same thing that I've always done, but I'm older now and I get tired some. And I know our days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know not where they went. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll ever get to heaven now. Play it pretty, Dale. For those who think you hold a card, I send out my warm regard. For those who love and those who care, I'll meet you down the road somewhere. I know our days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know not where to went. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll ever get to heaven now. Well, I know our days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know not where to went. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll get to heaven now? Will I'll ever get to heaven now? Will I'll ever get to heaven now? Guys, maybe the still drivers, Chris Stapleton. Yeah, that is fun song. Fun song.
That's just what I was thinking.
I forgot we put that on the list. It'll be fun. Oh gosh. I think this next song is just perfect for today. Or Shark Week. Where did this song? The name of the song is Shark Ride, and it's kind of. I wrote this song back when I was a hard-working man, and you know, it was one of those challenging weeks. And I came home and I thought, boy, you know, a swim in the ocean would be nice, or just been a challenging week. And I thought, you know, I think I could just ride a shark. And so this.
You know, I think it goes back to them mushrooms. That was too easy.
I think this would be classified maybe as a reggae rockabilly or something. But I think it would go great on Shark Week. We've not pitched it at all, but maybe somebody will see this and say, that's a great song for Shark Week. Here's a number called Shark Ride. I remember the kick. Get the kick on. Here we go. Down the road on a hot summer's day, when the fishes in the sea, they began to play. The pressures of the day made me jump right in, and the cool, cool water felt so good on my skin, man. Yeah, I think I'll go take myself a little shark ride. Shark ride! Yeah, I think I'll go and take myself a little shark ride. Shark ride! Ride on a big white shark, and when I jumped on his back, he began to bark. Going through the water about 103, and I knew right away I needed my baby with me. Yeah, my girl likes to take herself a little shark ride. Shark ride! Yeah, I think we should all go and take ourselves a little shark ride. Take us on a ride, Dale. Shark ride! Too far and back again. Put on some sunscreen, protect your skin. Put on some shades, protect your eyes. They'll never see you in that disguise. Yeah, but I think we should go and take ourselves a little shark ride. Shark ride! Yeah, I like taking myself a little shark ride. Shark ride! Should go take ourselves a little shark ride.
I heard the audience doing the shark ride. They got it going on.
We might need to add that to the arrangement, shark ride.
Well,
I promise that was only coffee.
okay. I think we're going to do one more song. And you just don't, I mean, it means a lot to us for y'all to come out. So thank you so much. I mean, you guys are showing support for, and it's a real positive support. You know, like I say, there's nobody that rather, true musicians would rather stand right here than necessarily big old stages.
You guys actually seem to be listening a little bit. That's kind of a scary thing.
Hadn't throwed nothing yet. And once again, we need to thank Kathy and Josh and Daniel for everything, and you guys. You know, thank you so much. We're gonna that last song, believe it or not. I know you're surprised it was not on top 40 something, but Shark Week will get it. But the last several have been Phil's song, and we're going to leave you with one of Phil's songs. And there was a young lady that got here earlier. She heard us doing it during sound check, and she was dancing.
Well, and I heard some solid gold singers out here. Here's an opportunity for crowd precipitation. Crowd participation.
Yeah.
Participation, yeah. It's a sing-along. This song is called I Don't Mind, and it's this song is kind of in the hokum genre. We're back in the 20s, late 20s. It's you couldn't say all the things you could say in music today just with the lyrics. It was more suggestive. And that's not all a bad thing. So this song maybe has some innuendos, but there's a section that says I don't mind, and you guys answer, I don't mind. So the words hit you, feel free to do the echo response, and this song's called I Don't Mind. One, two. Well, now come on over, baby. Well, I'm needing you bad, but now you got the best loving that I never had. Well, all I ever wanted was to spend a little time with you. Don't have to bring it with you, baby. I don't mind if you do. Well, your daddy's on the front foot, said that dog won't bite, but now he wouldn't stop barking till I got out of sight. Well, all I ever wanted was to spend a little time with you. You don't have to bring it with you, baby. I don't mind if you do. Well, now I don't mind. I said, now I don't mind. Well, now I don't mind. Well, now I don't mind. I don't mind. You don't have to bring it with you, baby. I don't mind if you do. Bring it with us, Dale. Trying to sleep all day, but not just doing all I can, trying to get a little pay. Well, all I ever wanted was to spend a little time with you. You don't have to bring it with you, baby. I don't mind if you do. Well, now I don't mind. I said, now I don't mind. I don't mind. Well, now I don't mind. Well, I don't mind. You don't have to bring it with you, baby. I don't mind if you do. front porch with you in my arms. Well, now you gave me a little kiss and let's go out behind the barn. Well, all I ever wanted was to spend a little time with you. You don't have to bring it with you, baby, I don't mind if you do. Well, now I don't mind. 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 You don't have to bring it with you, baby, I don't mind if you do. I said you don't have to bring it with you, baby, I don't mind if you do. Well, you don't have to bring it with you, baby, I don't mind if you do.
Thank y'all so much for having us. Y'all be careful going home. About time.
Y'all have beautiful voices, beautiful voices.